Hello and welcome to another Motors.co.uk review. This time we're going to be looking at the Skoda Kamiq. But before we get started, don't forget to like this video, drop a comment below to let us know what you'd like us to review next, and don't forget to hit that bell so that you're notified each and every time we upload a new video. The crossover has become one of the more popular choices of late, with a mix of manufacturers offering a variety of small, medium or large offerings. Skoda is one of those brands that's covered all bases, with the large 7-seat Kodiaq, the mid-size Karoq and this, the baby of the range, the Kamiq. Now it's going up against some pretty well-established competition, cars like the Nissan Juke and Renault Captur. But where does it stand? Let's find out. Now, for anyone who's familiar with the Skoda brand, you won't get too lost around the interior. It is very much standard Skoda fare, which is a good thing. It's very well built and very well put together. Although there's lots of hard-wearing plastics on show, it doesn't feel cheap. In the middle of the dashboard is a infotainment system, which in standard form is 8 inches. We've got the optional 9.2 inch, and it covers everything from your navigation to your DAB radio and smartphone connectivity. And it works very well, it's quick to response, and you can actually swipe across the screen without having to touch it, so no mucky fingerprints. The dials are also digital, so you can change the way it looks depending on your mood, and it's easy to get a comfortable driving position thanks to a seat that's height adjustable and a steering wheel that moves in and out as well as up and down. Now the seating position is a lot lower than some of its rivals, so if you are after that king of the road driving position, it might be worth looking elsewhere. Space is also pretty good. Now I'm not the tallest of guys, but there's plenty of room behind and a decent amount of headroom in the front and also in the back. Now when you take a look at the Kamiq, it's pretty hard to justify it as a crossover. I mean, when you park it side by side with something like a Nissan Juke, it looks a lot smaller, and that's because the ride height is lower. Yes, you do get rails on the roof which makes it look a little bit taller, but overall the car is actually quite low. You can raise the seat height using a ratchet down by your right leg, but realistically it's not too dissimilar to that of a normal family hatchback. Now the payoff of that is a very car-like driving experience. Because it's a lot lower, you don't get any of the roll through the corners or any pitching under braking. Visibility all round is pretty good. You get these nice slim A-pillars up front, which helps when you're pulling out of junctions, and you've got a decent sized window out the back which isn't impeded. Now that makes life a lot easier, especially when it comes to parking. So there's a choice of 4 engines for the Kamiq, 1 diesel and 3 petrols. The petrols take in the form of 2 1 litres with either 92 or 112 brake horsepower. Then there's this, which is the range topping 1.5 litre petrol, which pumps out around 150 brake horsepower. That's good for 0 to 60 in 8.3 seconds and a top speed of 139 miles per hour. Now while that seems quite sprightly, this isn't a car you're going to enthuse over driving. It's very much geared around comfort. Overall though, the driving experience is fairly pleasant. The steering has a nice weight to it, whether you're driving down country lanes like we're on today or nipping through city traffic, and let's be honest, the latter is more likely where these cars are going to end up. When it comes to economy, Skoda claims that this 1.5 litre petrol will return between 42 and 47 miles per gallon, depending on where you're driving it. Real world conditions though, that's probably going to be closer to 35, which isn't bad for this type of car. Emissions are also pretty good, with this Kamiq emitting just 113 grams per kilometre of CO2. The Skoda Kamiq really has its work cut out in this segment, competing against some very well established rivals. Our biggest criticism would be the fact that you don't get that lofty driving position that some of the competition already offers. Having said that, it's well built, it's got a strong range of economical engines, and it's well equipped, and on that basis alone it's well worth taking for a test drive. Thanks for watching. Now if you want to see some more video reviews on some of the Kamiq's rivals, then follow the links coming up next.